Hey everybody, Tim here for today's review of Doctor Who story number 279. Twice Upon a Time, the season, 10 finale? God. The final episode for Peter Capaldi. It's very sad. I hope he comes back sooner rather than later, because let's not sugarcoat it. He's kind of up there a little bit. But, I mean, the 60th anniversary is coming up, so I really hope we see Peter Capaldi come back at some point. He's fantastic. This story, it's always harder to judge the final stories for each Doctor, because, I mean, it's their final story, so you want it to go out with a bang. But this one, it had high moments and low moments. Like, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it. So I do really like the crossover with the first Doctor, and I mean, as I said in the last video, the 10th Planet's one of my favorite first Doctor stories, and so to see that some of that crossover, like we see Ben and Polly, we see technically, I mean, we see the second Doctor, but like because we see those like scenes that like merge the old and the new together. Like, overall, I liked parts of it. Mark Gatiss returns for, God, his third or fourth role in New Who. I start to go down with more of the longer plot points for the episode, like the return of Bill, which I'm not gonna lie, I was very disappointed because the alien says something like, "Oh, like you can see her again." And I was like, is it going to be Clara? Like, in the very beginning of this season, there was a picture of River and Susan. And I was like, is it going to be River or Susan that show up? Like, what's going to happen? And especially if it was Susan, because we have a first and 12th Doctor crossover. Like, to have Susan come back would have been just perfect for me. I think that would have been great. So we get that. I know a lot of people didn't like the dialogue for the first Doctor. I mean, he hates the TARDIS, he hates the sonic screwdriver, which makes sense because we don't see the sonic screwdriver until the second Doctor. So the fact that he doesn't know what it is, I was like, okay. So we get stuff like that. And, I mean, a lot of people didn't like a lot of his dialogue because they thought he was too sexist and it was just too much. And, I mean, yeah, it was definitely over the top. Because as somebody who's seen all of those episodes of the first Doctor, like, at no point was he's like, you're a woman and you need to dust the TARDIS. Like, that was never a thing. And so in this episode where he's like, clearly Polly's not here or because this needs a dusting, like, it's definitely over the top, and they were playing with those 60s stereotypes. I thought it was fine. Like, it really didn't bother me. If anything, I did like his line of like, I do have some experience with the fairer sex. And then Bill's like, yeah, so do I. And I was like, that's good. Like, I really actually appreciated that one. A lot of like returning stuff, like we see Rusty from the Into the Dalek episode return. It wasn't necessarily necessary. It didn't really do anything for me, but it was kind of fun. We find out that Mark Gatiss's character is Lethbridge Stewart, so it's like the Brigadier's grandfather. So that was kind of cool. Clara's return did nothing for me. I loved Clara in 12. I thought they did great. Her exit and the fact that he lost his memories were really interesting to me. Now that he has the memories back, I feel like that whole arc was just wasted. Like, it didn't do anything. Nardal's return was wasted. I didn't care for it. So like I said, there were some really great parts, some really high moments, and then going down is like, it was just like, how many characters can we cram in here? And it felt like too much, so I didn't really care for it. Seeing Jodie at the end was fantastic. I love Jodie, and I'm so excited to watch the next season. I was kind of excited because I had heard, so when, let's see, Moffat took over for Davies, like, when we first see Eleven pop up and he, like, kind of talks, like, Moffat wrote all of that dialogue. And so I was like, okay. And so they were like, we let Chris write all of the dialogue for Jodie. All she says is the word brilliant, and that's it. Like, I don't know if he wrote the entire scene or what, but literally all she says was brilliant. And I was like, that's it? Like, I was so excited. So, oh well. But this is it. This is the end for Moffat. This is the end for Capaldi. This is it for the season. This is a finale and a half. But it's just like when we said goodbye to Tenet. So, overall, it's been a fun journey. I would say, like, it's not a secret, Moffat's my favorite. I would say 11's my favorite Doctor for this run. But I'm so excited to see everything coming down the line. So, curious what people think of the stuff so far, for everything, for the season, for 12, for all of it. Go ahead, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And I will see you guys next time for The Woman Who Fell to Earth.